Hi, this is Gail. I teach for the Veterans Yoga Project, and today's video is part of the Yoga for Women and Veterans with the Chronic Pain series. So today's practice is building strength and balance. So what I would like to tell you is, let me see here. The U.S. National Library of Medicine and Health, back in 2015, there was a study that talked about daily yoga regimen reverses osteoporotic bone loss. And this was a 10-year study conducted by Dr. Lauren Fishman. 741 volunteers were in this study. So they did a bone mineral density test prior to doing the daily practice. And at the end of their time in doing these yoga practices, they did a post bone mineral density test. And it appears to raise the bone mineral density both in the spine and in our femur, in our hips. So this is very significant. So it was like 12 daily poses that they would do, or every other day, to reverse the bone loss. So today we're going to practice 3 of those yoga postures in our 20-minute practice today. As always, to keep everything between easy and ouch, and with the Veterans Yoga Project, we do 5 things in our classes. We do breathing, mindful movement, meditation, guided rest and relaxation, and a gratitude practice. And we'll get all that in the 20 minutes, okay? So I'll be doing this class today. We'll go back here to the chair. We'll sit in the chair and do the breathing and that type of thing. Then we'll stand up and stand behind the chair. So you can do this class either with, hands on the chair, on the back of the chair, or, not use it at all. You may do this in your street shoes, or you can do the class in barefoot. Just always know if you need longer practices, we have several practices over on our Mind Body Online yoga studio, plus several wonderful videos over on YouTube on the Veterans Yoga Project site. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to move the chair out of the way and go to the back of the room. And at the end of class, I'll be coming back up to the front of the room to do the guided rest and relaxation and that gratitude practice. All right, so like I said before, we're going to sit in the chair, and let's move our bodies away from the chair. Just place our hands either face up or palms down, whatever's more comfortable for the shoulders, for the hands. And I invite you to gaze softly down at the floor or slowly close the eyes. Totally optional, whichever one's best for you, right? And we're going to breathe in through the nose and let the belly expand. So here we go. Breathing in, belly expands. Exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. Now, if you like, you want to feel this a little bit more, you can place the hands on the abdomen and just kind of notice the expanding and the shrinking as you breathe in, as you breathe out. And again, my feet are just softly here on the floor, nice tall posture. Let's do that again. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, if you need to breathe through the mouth, that's okay. Do whatever's best for you. And, if you've got congestion going on, and again, breathing in, breathing out, continuing. So in this class, you're going to experience practices and yoga that help us deal with the stress that we deal with on a chronic daily basis. Yeah. Again, we'll use those 5 tools to help accomplish lessening the stress, help us have better balance and build our bones with our little movement practice today. And once again, breathing in, breathing out. Let's do 2 more breaths, just like that. Again, breathing in. Listen to the breath going in through the nostril tips. And then listen to it as it exits. One more nice, slow breath right there. And exhale. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me today for this series of yoga practices for women veteran in this chronic pain series. So we're going to stand up. I'm going to scoot my feet in, scoot back, push into my feet, and raise my body up. All right, so I'm going to come to the back of the chair. I already have it on my yoga mat, but you don't have to have a chair in your practice today. I just like it because I have some balance challenges, and I kind of like to always get a little bit deeper in my pose. And for me, that chair being there, that allows me to get a little bit deeper in my pose. So the first pose we'll do today is Warrior 2. You see this in all the advertisement, but that's one of the 12 poses for building bone density. All right, so we're at feet wide, and I'm going to heel toe out some more. I just kind of scooch my feet out. And I'm going to turn, I'm going to lift my heel and turn my toes towards the short end of the yoga mat. So my hips are somewhat parallel to the length of the yoga mat. You know, that doesn't really matter at this point, but what we're going to do is take the turned foot, bend that knee. Now what I try to do is make sure my knee is in alignment with my foot. Now I'm kind of leaning over here, but what I would like to invite you to do is have the shoulders over the hips. Now for me, since I have these super long legs, I use my chair here and I kind of heel toe out that other leg because it makes me feel a little bit more stable. You kind of have to play around with that, yeah? And again, what we're going to do is invite dynamic tension into the pose. So, you know, I'm just standing here right now, just kind of like standing on the ground. I'm going to make it a little bit more to, again, to build bone density. Yeah? So I'm going to imagine that there's a wrinkle on the ground. And of course, we don't like wrinkles. And so I'm going to press into the floor with my feet and then kind of push them to the opposite ends of the room. When I do that, that invites a little bit more dynamic tension happening here in the femur. Yeah. And again, I'm going to check knee aligned with the foot. Very good. And then traditional warrior two arms is to raise the arms up into a letter T. Now, if your shoulders are giving you some issues today, it can be a little bit lower, and it can actually be hands to heart sit or hands on the hip. But we're going to move through this pose in just a minute. So again, traditional warrior two pose is having you take your chin and look over your bent knee side. Some of us have neck issues, so, you know, it doesn't feel always, you know, nice to do this. So you just kind of bring the chin where it feels comfortable today. And you know what? Let's make lots of dynamic tension in the upper body. How to do that? You're going to bring the elbows into the side of the body and feel that squeeze of the shoulder blades. Now keep that squeeze going as you extend the arms. And again, keep pressing into the floor. Very good. Pushing the feet away, squeezing the shoulders towards one another, extending those arms. Now we're going to move through the pose. So let's inhale, straighten the leg, float the arms down. Oh, I heard my knee pop. Exhale, bend that knee, arms, letter T, squeeze those shoulders. Again, inhale, float it down. Exhale, push into the floor very firmly, arms, letter T. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, float it up. I think I reversed the breath. It doesn't matter. You just keep breathing. So you move with the breath, breathe with the movement. That's part of the mindful movement where that helps to kind of coordinate and lessen the stress in our body, in our minds, because we're like thinking about, okay, I got to move and breathe at the same time. Yeah? Can't think about other stuff, yeah? Got to keep your balance too. If you're having balance challenge, a hand could be on the chair as you extend and then straighten. So when my hand's on the chair, I can go a little bit deeper with that knee bend. Woo, kind of feel it in the inner groin. Yeah. One more. Here we go. Arms, letter T, stay here. Beautiful. Press, press, press into the floor. Woo! Bring the hands to heart center. Softly straighten that leg a little bit. Pivot the foot and let's heel toe in. I use my chair here to help me, but you don't have to do that. My yoga mat's really nice and sticky, so it kind of rolls up a little bit. We're going to do the other side. So step those feet nice and wide. Heel toe out. Nice good distance. Lift the heel. Turn the foot. Bend that knee. Woo! And again, I'm kind of adjusting a little bit. I'm checking again to see knee aligned with my foot. Try not to have the knee go past the alignment of over the ankle. That's probably just a little too much. And if your hips turn a little bit, let the shoulders turn about the same amount. Again, let's bring the arms into the side of the body. Feel that squeeze of the shoulders. Let's not forget the feet. Push into the floor, push the feet away. Woo! Feel it in the hips a little bit. And then extend those arms. Beautiful. Again, if you want, let's go ahead and turn the chin to look over that bent knee side, kind of peek. Okay, knee aligned with the foot. Very good. Yes. And we're going to move through this pose too, but we're going to squeeze the shoulders, press the feet into the floor. This time, we're going to circle sweep arms up as we breathe in. And then exhale, bend knee, arms, letter T. You ready? Here we go. Inhale, softly straighten that leg, arms up. Now, go wherever your body will allow you. Exhale, bend that knee, arms, letter T. Squeeze those shoulders, press those feet firmly. Here we go. Breathing in, straighten the leg, arms up. Exhale, arms out, letter T. Keep squeezing those shoulders, press firmly into the floor. Here we go. Breathing in. Exhaling. This also helps us with our balance challenges, being in this warrior two. Inhale, arms up, softly straighten that leg. Exhale. We're going to do one more. Here we go. Breathing in. And exhale, arms out into that letter T. Woo! Woo. Bring the hands to heart center or on the chair and kind of pivot that foot, walk it in. Beautiful. All right, and shake it out a little bit. So our second pose that we'll do today is tree pose. So I'm going to stand to the side of the chair, and you can do this one of several ways. You can hang on to the wall, hang on to the counter. You can do this without the wall. I'm going to scoot the chair a little bit over to the side. You can kind of see this a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is step a leg out, and then that leg that I just stepped out, I'm going to turn my foot out to the side. So I've got one knee one direction, one knee the other. Now, if this doesn't feel pleasant for the body, you can always bring the turned out foot a little bit more in towards the front of the room. But do what you can, right? So we're going really into that femur. Also, a little bit of balance challenge in our tree pose. Now, I like to make sure the foot that I'm going to be balancing on, my toes are pointed at 12 o'clock. So I have to do a little adjustment here. And I tend to jut my hip out when I do this. So I'm really trying to think about, okay, long body from the armpit down to the outside of the ankle. Sometimes that's mission impossible. I just do the best I can, yeah? So your tree may be here, but we're going to try to make this tree a little bit more, okay? And again, I've got my fingertips maybe on the chair. I'm going to lift the heel of the foot that I just turned out, and then I'm going to shift it into the ankle. Now again, I tend to jut my hip out, so just kind of do a little self-check. Do you do that too? Be lengthy from the armpit to the outside of the heel. And I've got my knee out to the side. What tends to happen in tree pose, that leg that's out to the side comes to the front of the room. Well, what I would like to invite you to do is wherever your foot is, again, invite that knee out to the side. So maybe you can slide the foot into the calf. Whoa, a little inner groin business going on there. And maybe a little shifting of your balance too. So this, again, one of the 12 poses for building bone. Even if your foot is on the ground, you're still building bone because most of that weight is on the balanced foot, yeah? So, and maybe you're able to bring the foot to the inner thigh. I can't do that on this side, but try not to have it into the knee joint. And then you can raise both arms up. So for me, I have a dance of the foot happening here. So I just be here in this version of a tree pose. And I'm really pressing that heel firmly into my calf and trying to be tall, tall, tall. I usually look where the wall meets the ceiling for focus, or straight ahead, or if I need to, down at the floor. So find something that's not wiggling and just kind of gaze at that focal point, yeah? So we're going to change this up a little bit. Typically, you just stay still in tree pose, but again, we're going to work through the musculature in our body today. So let's bend, the standing knee, and then softly straighten. Whoa, a little bit of work happening here, a little big time balance challenge going on with your bending the knee tree pose. Now again, I've kind of changed how my arm is. Woo! Couple more. And again, I'm hanging on to that chair. But some folks are able to do 2 arms up, hands on the hips, hands to heart center, whatever you can manage. Hands on the kitchen counter, that works too. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. Bend that knee, softly straighten, whew, and 1 more. And let's release. I'm going to kind of kick that leg out, kind of move a little bit side to side. All right, so I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to move the chair over again so you can see, what I'm doing here. And we're going to step the other leg out and then turn your foot. Again, this may be your tree pose. And I'm looking at my balanced foot, make sure it's pointing at 12 o'clock to begin with. I don't want to adjust after I've kind of gotten it in place. Well, it's okay if you do, but that's just me. And I'll lift that heel and then start walking it in. Again, I'm conscious of, is my hip jutting out? I'm going to scoot away from the chair a little bit. Again, foot at 12 o'clock. Again, either to the calf. Now, this side, I can bring it to the inner thigh. Other one, I cannot. So, you may have vast differences, one side of the body versus the other. And then arm or arms up. And again, I got to think about being lengthy, breathing in, breathing out, finding that focal point. I don't know if I can do the hand. Nope. Not today. I'm doing falling tree. How about that? I don't want to do falling tree on video, all right? I'm hanging on to that chair. Always an option. Don't forget to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. All right, so we're going to do that bending knee balance business in our tree pose. And again, bend the knee, whoa, and then softly straighten. Really lengthen up towards the sky, bending that knee and straighten. And it kind of depends what kind of clothes you have on too. If you got those slippery yoga pants, sometimes that foot slides out. And, you know, if you're wearing street clothes, this may be Mission Impossible. It may be here on the calf instead or at the ankle. That's okay, right? And this is more comfortable being barefoot compared to being in street shoes. So just kind of know that too. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. Whoa. Almost lost my footing there. And then 1 more. And then let's release from the pose. All right, kind of shake those feet out a little bit. All right, so since we have the chair, let's go ahead and do a downward facing dog. But we're going to do this a little bit different. So I'm going to turn my chair, the back of the chair away from me. Yeah. And let me put it here in camera a little bit. Sometimes I just cannot see. You've got those curtains there. So downward facing dog. This is one that's great for lengthening, extending the spine. I love this one. This also affects the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the glutes, the QL, all those psoas muscles. Man, a bunch of stuff. So what I'm going to do is have tippy fingers on the chair. I'm going to contract my belly button towards the spine. Then I'm going to walk my feet back, and then I start to kind of at the hips, hinging. So I'm trying to be tall and lengthening from my hip socket to the tops of the shoulders. So I'm going to bend my knees, hands spread out a little bit on the back of the chair, stick my booty out, and then just come down, maybe head down in between the arms. So I kind of feel that low back extending. You may have to be a little bit more up, depending on your physical issues today. But I'm going to walk my feet back just a little bit more, contracting that belly, keeping a nice, strong core here. So this is great for range of motion in the shoulder girdle. So this might be a challenge for some folks. And here comes another challenge. Maybe you can straighten one leg, but keep the other knee bent. And then bend both knees. And then straighten the other leg. Again, notice if there's spiciness going on. And bend both knees. I can feel my back popping on that one. And again, straighten one leg. Woo. Bend the knees. I like this because I don't have to do weight bearing on those wrists and shoulders. Straighten the other leg. Bend the knees. Now we're going to bend the knees, kind of shift our body up, contract that belly button, walk towards the back of the chair. Once we're there, let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more time, breathing in and out. All right, so we're going to do downward facing dog is also one of those yoga poses for building bone. It's in the 2nd series of this study. And we'll do another yoga pose. It's called chair pose. So I invite you to kind of look at your feet, place them about a 1.5 distance apart. That's typically, you know, where the hip bones are. You know, we think our hips are up to the outside, but actually, you know, the hip bones are more in the body, yeah? And again, my feet are apart, my calves are apart. What I'd like to invite you to do is inhale, circle, sweep arms up, feet firm into the floor, push into the floor, and bend those knees forward and lower your body. Now, if the feet were apart, your legs are still going to be apart. For some of us with twingy spines, bent elbows are better to do this pose with. And again, inhale, stand up, and exhale. So this is working, let's see, the ankles, the knees, the hips, a little bit of the shoulders, so a lot of the joints. So you're going to have better joint mobility with a lot of your yoga poses. Breathe in. So yoga helps with lowering your blood pressure, better joint mobility. Build bones. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Improve your circulation, ease your back pain, gain flexibility, lessen stress, sleep better. Inhaling up. And let's stay in the pose just for a moment. Inhaling, stay here. And exhaling. So this is one of the functional yoga moves. So this is the one where you have to be able to lower and rise up off the toilet easily. So you're building muscular strength here in the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, also stimulating the bottoms of the feet. Inhale, stand up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we do chair pose so we keep our functionality in the home, yeah? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to the end part of the class now. So I invite you to come back and sit on your chair. Whew. We'll be doing the guided rest in relaxation and the gratitude practice. And so you're just going to get comfortable here. So at this point in time, I come up to the front of the camera and we read our guided yoga script. So this is one for helping you to sleep better. I do encourage you to go look at the Yoga for Sleep video that we have in this series. I think you'll really enjoy that, whoever is doing that for you today. And as you're ready, just come into a comfortable place. you want to lie down with your legs on the seat of the chair, you can do that also. Or if you just want to kind of maneuver yourself into the chair, maybe across the ankles, just get comfortable however you are at this moment. And we're just going to be here for about 5 minutes, okay? So once you arrive there, let's take a few deep breaths. Heart rate may be up from doing chair pose because that's using your major muscle groups. And again, breathing in and out. Let go of your whole day. Whatever you're doing, just take a few moments just to be. And so we're going to bring a theme into our practice today. They call it an intention or resolve, but I like the idea of a theme. So bring into your mind a theme for your practice today. Whatever it is you'd like to take away from this practice, even though it's a very short one. And in our brain, we're going to state it plainly and clearly, concisely to yourself in that positive present moment language. So what the heck is she talking about? Well, here it is. Maybe it's something like, I am calm, I am peace. And since I have chronic pain, I say, I am pain-free, because that's something I want to gain from my practice. Even though it's a very short practice, and then once you have set that theme, we're going to repeat it 3 times. And I'm going to count off 10 beats for you to take that time to repeat that theme. So here we go. Beautiful. All right, next is our body scan. So just allow yourself to take a nice deep breath. And we'll start to bring awareness to our physical body. Let your awareness travel to the top of your head. Notice the top of the head, and then allowing any places with your body as we're traveling through to relax, release, let go with each exhale breath. All right. From the top of the head, scan all the way down to the tips of the toes. Notice your neck, your shoulders, your torso, your arms, hands, and fingers. Notice your hips, the legs, the feet, and toes. Take a deep breath in, and then letting it out as you relax, let go, release your whole entire body. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let's bring a little bit more awareness to our breath. Allow the breath to get a little bit longer on the inhale, breathing in, and a little bit longer on the exhale. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the parts of the body that are moving as you inhale and as you exhale. Letting that feeling of relaxation, letting go, releasing, come over you. Big breath in. Big breath out. Next, we'll be working with sensations, opposite sensations. So we'll shift our attentions to some sensations in the body. So let's just allow yourself to feel very heavy, like you could sink into that chair, into the floor, heavy like a rock. Your arms and legs are heavy. The head is heavy, the whole body heavy. And now, sense your body being light as a feather. Arms are light, legs are light, the head is light, the whole body light. So you could float upwards towards the sky. Weightlessness, effortlessness, light. Next, let's move into our wisdom body. Now I'll say a number of images and just allow your attention to rest only briefly to the call of the image to your mind, and then we'll move on to the next one. Here we go. Birds flying, burning candle, dark sky, a horse running, the ocean, a smiling baby, clouds floating across the sky, a cat stretching in the sun, waves crashing on the beach. Now, allow yourself a nice deep breath, and let's call into your mind's eye your favorite happy memory. Some point in time in your life when you felt the happiest, great joy. Notice how your body feels as you recall this memory. Notice the sights, the colors, the textures around you. Maybe you're with other people, maybe you're alone. Whatever's happening in this happy memory, just savor it. Notice the sounds. Notice the feelings of joy in your body. And then from here, take a moment here in your happy memory place And we're going to repeat that theme that we set at the beginning. Again, it could have been I am calm, I am peace, and for me it was I am pain-free. So whatever resonated with you. And we'll say that 3 times in our brain to ourselves, and I'll count you off right now. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's take a breath together. Let's come back into the now, back into the present moment. So maybe a little shoulder shrug, maybe some wiggling of the toes, the fingers. If you're lying on the ground, let's bend one knee, then the other, and push yourself into a seated place. Once you're seated, let's flutter the eyes and softly open the eyes. And let's end with our gratitude practice. So that's, again, one of the 5 things that we do in our Veterans Yoga Project class. So your hands can either rest on your lap, or what I like to do is place my hands on my chest, or traditionally you take the side of the thumbs, place them into your sternum with the fingers pointing at the bottom of your chin. Whichever is best for you today, okay? So again, I'm going to do this one. I can kind of feel my heartbeat when I do this one. All right, so let's bring in an idea of gratitude. So it's often thought that you can't hold more than one emotion at a time. So, if you're feeling a bit of an anxiety or stress, or you just got some circular thoughts going on, we're just going to kind of substitute that now with gratitude. We're always good about this at Thanksgiving, right? So let's just, again, cultivate an idea of gratitude. Something, someone, someplace, one of those items that you're thankful for. And bring that thankfulness into your heart space. Again, bring them into your heart space, being grateful for, maybe it's a person in your life. Maybe it's a place where you lie your head down at night. Maybe it's that meal you had earlier today. Again, that cultivating that thankfulness. All right, I want to thank you for joining me in this video series for chronic pain for women veterans. Please be sure to check out the other longer videos that are available on Mind Body Online through our Veterans Yoga Project, either there or our YouTube videos. All right, so we're going to end the class today. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take the peace, the strength, and the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. And the traditional word is namaste, peace be with you. Again, thank you again. This is Gail, and I hope to see you again in this video series. Bye, y'all.